Welcome to Nature Book Review, a video showcasing books on nature and wildlife.
Butterflies and moths, they are one of the most dominant group of insects. Amongst them, moths are the dominant. 80 to 85% are moth. Okay, now butterflies and moths, they are called as the Lepidoptera because their wings are covered with minute scales. You might have caught a butterfly when you were a child. I hope you have released it. So when you release that, you get some powdery coating on your fingers. Those are the scales. They are loosely attached to the wing lamina. Now butterflies and moths, they are variably colored. Generally, butterflies are brightly colored whereas moths are dull. But exceptions prove the rule. There are dull butterflies while there are brightest of the moths. They are distributed throughout the world. Now, there are veins in the wings of moths and butterflies. Now, these veins, they carry blood. The venation in the wing varies drastically, and based on the wing venation, they can be grouped into suborders, orders, or families. Now, here is the book that tells us about the butterflies of the world by Alexander Klotz. This also includes moths. Butterflies of the World by Alexander Klotz. Major butterfly and moth families in full color. You can see there's some orange tip butterfly here. Let's go through the book. So it says that a handy guidebook to more than 50 butterflies, skipper and moth families. Rich Press Book, Transworld Publishers. It is first published in 1976. Okay, and photo credits are already given here only. So front page we have seen an orange tip butterfly. Then back cover is white prominent moth. Okay, let's go through the contents. You can see it is filled with many contents. Introduction, defenses, moths and butterflies, and of course the environment. So let's go through. The font size is very crisp, readable. Lines are nicely spaced. There's a single column alignment with the right side justified. Close up of a butterfly wing showing the scales. Then life cycle, egg, larva, that is caterpillar, pupa and adult. Yes, so this book has many photographs which enables us to identify the basic features of this group. Then it tells us about the defenses, breeding, natural history, so many things. Mimicry, leaf miners, then economic importance, conservation. Okay, let's go to the next part. Now this book has many moth families here described with the photograph. So for a reader it is good that suppose we say a primitive moth family Eriocrinidae. So how does it look? Of course one has to check with the recent nomenclatural classification because sometimes there's a displacement of families from some to other. So some families are merged, so that has to be taken care of. So like slug caterpillar, the caterpillar is shown over here. Yucca moth, the obligatory mutualist. So this is a yucca plant, and here you can see yucca moth. They cannot survive without each other. Different slug caterpillars, then flannel moths. These are the day flying moths. They show warning coloration. They warn the predator that I am not palatable. They are called the burnettes and foresters of family Zygonidae. Then of course bagworm moths, leaf miners, leaf rollers, pyralids, which are very common in our houses during monsoon, feather moth or plume moth or tea moth, which we normally call because of their structure, silkworm, tent caterpillars, giant silkworm, atlas moth, one of the largest in the world, moon moth, then a looper caterpillar mimicking a stick, a coloration which allows them to conceal themselves on the tree. Then some moths are beautiful, they can be mistaken as butterflies, the uranid moths. Then death head hawk moth, owlet moths, hawk moths, then prominent moths, foresters, tiger moths, they play dead when they feel threatened. Then tussock moths. Now this is the group of butterflies called as the skippers. They are somewhere between moths and butterflies. Then swallowtails, whites and sulfur, that is perids, metal marks, hair streaks, that is lycinids. Then owl butterfly, the big from Amazons, milkweed butterflies, glasswing butterflies, then nymphalids, so we come to end with index. So overall you can see, as it says, that it is a handy guidebook. It is truly handy book, very small to carry, and the best part of it is each family of butterfly or moth is given explained with at least one photograph. So for us it is easy to identify at least up to a family level, because in case of moths it is a huge group and you need to know the basic morphological characters. Though it is an old book, it is a very handy book to understand the basics about the butterflies and moths.